Now, it's still the height of summer here in the Gulf, a time of year where temperatures can hit 50 degrees Celsius. Now, instead of using conventional air conditioning, some developments use a system where water is chilled in a kind of factory and then pumped through underground pipes to cool buildings down. It's called district cooling, and in this country it's used in everything from the Dubai Metro to Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. I went to meet the chief executive of Tabreed, one of the biggest operators, to find out more.
We are now on the chiller floor. This equipment is really the heart of the cooling plant, and this really provides support to the chiller for providing the cooling.
So you're saying that the water that comes down in the green pipe stays in the plant and it's used to cool down the water that goes out in the silver pipe to the end users?
Not only that, if you feel this is the 4 degrees temperature on the insulated pipe, which is going 25 kilometers, and the whole pipe at 25 kilometers is insulated. So there's no drop in temperature.
Yeah, I mean, this is much, much cooler than this. Let's see where this water in the green pipe comes from.
Yeah, we'll trace a line and we'll go upstairs to the cooling tower floor. Here we are now on the roof of the cooling plant. And you can see over there, those are the 6 big-scale cooling towers.
How many structures do you cool down using this building?
This plant provides cooling to the entire Yas Island. So it provides cooling to all the hotels on Yas Island, provides cooling to the Yas Marina circuit, the F1 circuit, and it also provides cooling to the Ferrari World we have in Abu Dhabi, and the recently opened Yas Water World Park. And will provide cooling to the Yas Mall, opening soon.
So why is it so important?
We are in a region in the GCC where cooling is required year-round. And it's not a luxury, it's a vital necessity like power and water. To give you one good example of that, in Abu Dhabi last year, Abu Dhabi power requirements exceeded 10 gigawatts of power in the peak summer. And out of that 10 gigawatts of power in peak summer, 70% goes to cooling. There are 3 things that would differentiate this district cooling with conventional cooling. First being the energy savings. It is more efficient. It's 50% more efficient than the normal cooling we have, like you have on the window units or the air conditioning. The second, it helps reduce the carbon footprint. It is more environmental friendly. And on top of that, it is more cost effective. It is roughly 15% cheaper in terms of life cycle cost.
So you're talking about significant energy saving. Now the UAE has one of the world's highest carbon footprints per capita. You've just got 10% of the market. Why isn't there more uptake?
For district cooling to really make sense to governments and developers, you need to have the right building density and cluster, and there needs to be proper planning in place. So if you've built your city and you invested in building your city, it's harder to go in and invest in district cooling. It needs to be planned properly in the early stages of the development before you ramp up your capabilities and build your high-rise buildings. Sheikh Zayed Road in Dubai, that's a good example. All the hotels, all the high-rise buildings, that is cooled by district cooling. So on the new developments, you see it rolling out.
It gets very hot in this part of the world. In the summertime, there is a massive peak in terms of demand. What's the risk of your plant not being able to operate? One
of the advantages of district cooling versus the normal conventional cooling, because this is a bigger scale, it is slightly more industrial, it has more reliability. If one chiller fails, there is backup for that one chiller. If there's issues with one cooling tower, there is redundancy within the plant to manage that. But if there's a complete blackout, like across the UAE, that's beyond our control.
So how do you make money and how do you get paid? For example, if you were to cool down a residential skyscraper, is it a case that you can tell individual units and their usage and bill them appropriately?
Tabreed provides cooling as a wholesaler. We do not go and bill on unit level or individual apartment level.
Because one of the complaints, from what I understand, is that people who are in, say, flats that have your service are surprised by very, very high bills when they say, we didn't even use it, it's been switched off. But because you're cooling the building down the whole time, they're still liable to pay.
We provide cooling to the structure. We have no control over the invoice of the individual owner or the individual tenant of an apartment. We have no control over that.
Jasim Thabit of Tabreed showing me around the district cooling plant on Yas Island in Abu Dhabi there. Right, time for us to take a short break now.